Hey everyone, welcome back to EPSVT. Today, we're diving into a behind-the-scenes story from The Big Bang Theory, specifically the surprising conflict between Kaley Cuoco and Jim Parsons during the show's final season. Plus, we'll talk about why it actually makes a lot of sense once you hear the full story. So, let's get into it. Kaley Cuoco's conflict with Jim Parsons in The Big Bang Theory makes sense after one revelation. The Big Bang Theory's Kaley Cuoco had a conflict with Jim Parsons before the show ended, and now it makes sense why. Chuck Lorre and Bill Prade's nerd-centric sitcom is regarded as one of the most successful sitcoms of all time. Despite The Big Bang Theory's divisive brand of comedy, it's difficult to argue against its success. Admittedly, The Big Bang Theory wasn't an immediate hit. It took a mix of factors to set it up for success. Before that, The Big Bang Theory's original pilot had to be reworked after CBS initially passed up on it. Ultimately, revamping the cast by adding Cuoco, Simon Helberg, and Kunal Nair to Parsons and Johnny Galecki proved to be a winning formula. Casting is very important to any ensemble series. In The Big Bang Theory, there were certain partnerships that carried the show. While Sheldon had special bonds with Leonard and Amy, arguably his sweetest dynamic with Penny, it was a platonic love that bordered on being siblings. So learning about Parsons and Cuoco's rift was heartbreaking. For what it's worth, the pair's conflict was immediately resolved. And, to be honest, both had good points. However, learning about Cuoco's recent revelations about her time playing Penny in The Big Bang Theory further justifies her stance on the matter. Luckily, neither of them really prolonged the issue, as by the time The Big Bang Theory bowed out, all was resolved. Kaley Cuoco's conflict with Jim Parsons ahead of The Big Bang Theory Season 12 explained. In 2019, The Big Bang Theory was up for a renewal on CBS, something that the network was more than happy to do, considering how popular the show was. So, when news broke out that the sitcom was wrapping up after Season 12, it was surprising. As it turned out, it boiled down to Parsons' choice to exit The Big Bang Theory. Knowing full well how important Sheldon was to the success of the nerd-centric sitcom, it was decided that The Big Bang Theory would end to ensure that it wrapped with an intact CES. However, things weren't as simple as that in reality. Galecki admitted that he didn't like how things were handled, while also understanding Parsons' decision of wanting to move on. That said, it was a little more difficult for the Penny actor, as Cuoco had palpable tension with Parsons once work began on The Big Bang Theory Season 12. Apparently, Kaley could barely make eye contact with Jim during the run-through. Like Galecki, she didn't appreciate that she wasn't informed ahead of time about the decision that impacted the whole show's future. Considering how close the actors' characters were in The Big Bang Theory, one could only imagine how awkward the production was for the first few episodes of Season 12. It was on the heels of Sheldon and Amy's wedding in Season 11, but it didn't take long for the couple to come back to Pasadena and to their friends after their honeymoon. The Big Bang Theory years are very special for Kaley Cuoco. It's safe to assume that The Big Bang Theory was life-changing for all of its main cast. At one point, they became the highest-paid actors on TV because of how successful the show was. 6 years after it ended, The Big Bang Theory remains a juggernaut on streaming. Beyond the financial stability that it brought, Cuoco revealed why it's so special for her. In an interview in 2024, Cuoco openly talked about her time in The Big Bang Theory, calling it was some of the best years of my life. It was her response when asked if she's open to reprising her role as Penny in Lorre and Prade's new spin-off starring Kevin Sussman, officially titled Stuart Fails to Save the Universe. I spent 12 years playing that role, and it really set off my career. I owe a lot to that character, to that show, to creator Chuck Lorre. It was some of the best years of my life, and some of the most fun I've ever had. I would absolutely reprise that role. 100%. I love that character, and I always will. Not seeing The Big Bang Theory as just a job that she did for a period of time, and instead, a time in her life that she genuinely cherished properly explains why Cuoco was particularly peeved about the show ending. While Parsons had time to process and say in the matter, she felt like she was forced into just accepting what was already decided. Ultimately, Cuoco moved on from The Big Bang Theory. Among the main cast of the nerd-centric sitcom, she's been the busiest, not only starring in several shows but also producing them. She also collected a few nominations for her post-The Big Bang Theory work, particularly via HBO's The Flight Attendant. Can Kaley Cuoco return as Penny in the Big Bang Theory universe? The fact that Cuoco doesn't have any hesitation in reprising her role as Penny in Stewart fails to save the universe more than half a decade since The Big Bang Theory ended reinforces this. At this point, it's unclear if and when she will be in it, but considering its premise, it is very likely. While she made a voice cameo in Young Sheldon Season 3, it was uncredited, and it wasn't for her role as Penny, unlike Helberg and Mayim Bialik, who returned as Howard and Amy. Unfortunately, she doesn't have any strong ties to Sheldon's brother to warrant a Georgie and Mandy's first marriage appearance. The Young Sheldon finale could have been the perfect opportunity to see Cuoco's Penny again, but the CBS capper only name-dropped the character. As disappointing as that is, it's still better than nothing, which is what Galecki's Leonard got in the Big Bang Theory prequel. Enjoy Screen Rant's primetime coverage? Click below to sign up for my weekly network TV newsletter. Make sure to check Network TV in your preferences and get the inside scoop from actors and showrunners on your favorite series. So, what do you think about Kaley Cuoco and Jim Parsons' behind-the-scenes tension? Were you surprised? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more TV show updates and behind-the-scenes scoops right here on EPSBD. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.